Good evening, LG. Bryson66 here. Not with the LGHL access, but I'm here with the game of the night. The big new media product we have for you guys here. First try. We are going to feature the LA Kings and the Montreal Canadiens. Big matchup between two very great owners. Along with me, I am going to have Rushpak. Rushpak will be joining me shortly. This match, we are going to be trying something different for this first match. It is going to be a contest. Right now, what you are going to want to do is message me on either LeagueGaming.com or Xbox Live, I will accept as well, at Bryson66. I will need your prediction on tonight's score. What you think the final score of this game will be, and who is going to score the first goal. The first one we are going to use is the final score. If you get the final score right, you win. If we have more than one right, we will use a random generator, and you'll be put into a drawing for the Xbox Live 1-month gold membership card. For tonight's matchup, we're featuring SJU Soccer's LA Kings. They will be taking home ice against J Rules' Montreal Canadiens. J Rules, as most of you know, is the winner of the Stanley Cup previous season on the Xbox 360. He was the Anaheim Ducks owner that season of his cup winning season. Right now he's taking over the Montreal Canadiens, who are, I believe, sitting 6th in the Eastern Conference standings, whereas opposed to he is facing the LA Kings, who is ran by SJU Soccer, a very popular owner, has been around for some time, and right now their team is doing phenomenal with first place in the West. Lineups for tonight on the LA Kings, as you see here live on the stream, brought to you by Ed Reflex. Thank you, Ed, very much for providing the stream for tonight. Wouldn't be able to do this without you, dude. First up at left wing, we have Armor Core 13. He is 12-3-1 on the season with 49 points. At center, we've got the general manager of the LA Kings, Space Jam XVII. Space Jam is putting up 41 points, a little less than Armor. He also has a 15-0-1 record, an overtime loss this season. At right wing, we have Proud Gay Dad. He's 15-0-1 as well with 30 points, plus 23. At left D, we do not have official Mark. We have Dark Angel 3521. Mark was originally scheduled. Instead, they made a change there at the left D position. At right D, already said his name before. You better be listening. 14-1-1, Ed Reflex, 12 points. And for the goalie, we have Mr. Vesna 20. Interesting note here, Jake, Proud Gay Dad, and Space Jam are 15-0-1 on the season together. They've done a very good job together as a line. Putting up with a plus 23 together as well, forgot to mention that. On the Canadian side, we've got Ball Saddle at left wing, 11-2-1 with 30 points, plus 17. At center, the owner of the Canadiens, J Rules, 12-3-0, 38 points, plus 11. At right wing, Global. Global was a previous owner. He actually was the owner of the Canadiens before. He is 6-8-1, 19 points, an even plus-minus. He just arrived in Montreal this week via trade. At left defenseman, we have Dayman 5-3-1. Dayman is 11-2-1 with 24 points and a plus 14. And at right defenseman, we have Latorius, also known as Flo Pooch. Pooch is also a previous owner. At 11-5, 15 points plus 5. And at goalie, we are having Diddy Boycom, who is the general manager of the Hamilton Bulldogs. I believe that's who they are waiting on for, as he is finishing up an AHL game, but this game should be starting fairly soon. Speaking of finishing their games, I believe right now I have with me Rushpak. Rush, are you there?
I believe I am here.
I believe so. That sounds good. How are you doing? How are you doing today, sir?
Doing good. I'm doing good. They, didn't come to check my credentials to let me up in the press box with you, but I'm here. I'm excited. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they let you up here. I'm a little worried.
Well, still F5 media credential. Coming up the faceplate.
There you go. I believe you've looked into this game as we've been prepping all week. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
wise, I think you got to start in the net for Montreal. Having to use an ECU goaltender is going to put a lot of pressure on Biddy. It's his first NHL action since season 15, I believe, but he is 15-8 in the AHL with the Ice Caps this year, and he has that team right in the thick of the playoff hunt. So I'm not overly concerned about him, but he's definitely going to go through some high-powered offense, and he's going to get tested.
Yeah, actually, I'm getting a update here. The goalie for Montreal has changed. Bakes, their starting goalie, has actually now been subbed in and is playing in this game for the Canadiens. So that's actually a huge change for them. Okay, some of you are just joining us now. We are running a... oops. Okay. Yep, sorry about that, folks. We did start a little late as well. That's a good way to put it. And it looks like they are going here. Game's about to start. There is Bakes, the change that we were told. In case some of you are joining us, you guys are running out of time, so you might want to do it soon. If you would like to message me on Xbox Live or LeagueGaming.com for a chance to win a 1-month Xbox Live Gold membership, all you need to do is send me your score prediction and who you will believe will score the goal first. First off, we're going to go with the score. If anyone gets that right, you'll be put into a pick for randomized of all the winners, and one person will be selected for that gold membership. If nobody gets the score right, we then will revert to the first person that scored the goal. So, it looks like we're about ready to start here. Rush? If you are here with me still, I hope. Rush, just checking with you, buddy. You still there?
I believe so.
All right, here we go. Puck's about to drop. First LGHL game of the night. Puck is won by Montreal. Break out up the middle. LA Kings swarming them. I think that's one thing we're going to be seeing a lot this game is swarming the puck. You're going to see a lot of... Montreal's going to try and do some things on offense and get it working early, but I think that's a big check there on Space Jam. I think that's one thing you're going to see from Space Jam is he's going to put pressure in the defensive zone to help his team get some early offense. So look for that in the beginning here. Ooh, loose puck there to the net. Cover up by Bakes. Get a freeze here at 16:51. Here. You're not audible.
I'm not audible.
Oh boy.
Yourself.
Wow, that's embarrassing. Hopefully we can hear you now. Okay. Sorry about that confusion, folks. Space Jam carries the net. Ooh, big save by Bakes.
The first episode of Seinfeld wasn't that good either.
First episode of Seinfeld. I actually started watching Seinfeld, watching all of them. I've seen it before, but oh man, it is taking forever. There are a lot of episodes. Break out up here, gets past the left defenseman. Space Jam with carry into the zone. Ooh, and a missed one-timer. I believe Bakes was there would have been there on the save. Space Jam in the corner. Comes out in front of the net. Loose puck. Still has it back. It appears that you are good to go. Welcome, Rush. I'm glad you gave your input with nobody able to hear it. So,
The world has been deprived once again.
so let's hear. What do you think of this lineup that we are watching right now?
Well, we got thrown a curveball, of course, our first night doing this. With I was all set to talk about Diddy, and I guess he wasn't able to make it. And now we're I forget who's the goalie now.
It is now Bakes.
Now Bakes, so I can throw that sheet of paper away. But it's probably the same story. He's going to face a lot of shots. He's going to have to steal a few here, I think, for Montreal.
Yeah, absolutely. I think already you're seeing his goal line goalie technique, as some would say. It's working out for him. He's made a couple good saves, but I think LA is more so missing big opportunities. They did have a few scoring chances here to start the game. What style of play do you feel is most effective to use in this year's NHL, Rush?
I guess I don't know, because it seems that the EA's kind of still tinkering with the builds. But it's definitely, you have to go with a build that's going to allow you to, I think, move the puck fluidly. It's the year of the dangle, I think, is over.
Yep.
As defenseman, I love that. So,
yeah, I think one thing I've noticed, and I think we could see it here early in the game, is you're seeing a lot of dumps and chases. That's something that you would have never seen in past NHLs, but it's effective. It's tough for a defenseman to get breakouts, especially with interceptions being able to occur much more often in this year's game.
Yeah, I think the beach ball puck from NHL 14 being a thing of the past is helping too.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got about 2.5 here to go in the first.
Flying by.
Yeah, it is very fast. I don't think we've had maybe one blown whistle here. Space Jam. Oh my goodness! Big save by Bakes.
There you go. That's what they're gonna need.
He was sliding. It was close. Space Jam had him moving, but very good save by Bakes to keep the score even here.
Well, in addition to Bakes playing well, Montreal definitely has to make sure they stay out of the box. Space Jam and Armor, 2 guys, 8 power play goals each, so you don't want to give them opportunities.
Absolutely. I wouldn't want to give them opportunities regardless of what their stats says. These guys are definitely a hot team right now. Space Jam, swarming Space Jam, that's a very good move by Montreal. The only thing is better make sure you get him. Close missed opportunity there by Montreal. Vesna throws it out, and that's the end of the first. Yep, I was going to assume that before we got to the game stats that LA is definitely controlling this game, but the shots aren't coming. I think that's credit to LA missed a few pucks in the beginning of the game, a few missed one-timers, but I think it's more so you got to credit Flo Pooch, and I can't remember who he has as his defensive partner, but Pooch is definitely a very good defenseman. J. Rule's had him a part of his Stanley Cup season last season, so...
I believe it's Pooch and Dayman, correct?
You are correct. It is Dayman.
All right.
Yep.
I'm contributing.
I appreciate it. Thanks for your help. Early pause here, right before the start of the second.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe the spotlight of this nationally televised game is maybe having LA get a little too cute. I don't know.
Could be. I think this game became extremely even once we saw official Mark being pulled out of the LA lineup. Mark is definitely a difference maker, and I think you would have seen a whole different style of play by LA, but...
Yeah, absolutely. He's a guy, he's put up points before as a forward, he's doing it now as a defenseman, and, he gives... It's almost unfair because he gives them a fourth forward while playing great defense.
Absolutely. That is a great way to say it. Montreal here getting some offensive time to the net. Oh my goodness, hits the near post, kicks out. LA gets it back. Very, very fortunate for LA. And a drawn penalty, and this is something that we don't think Montreal wants to get themselves into, especially against a line that's been so successful in the power play. Quarter the pass to Space Jam and blocked, and a dump out by Montreal on the penalty kill. LA breaking the puck out. I think that's the one thing you're going to see a lot too, is these breakouts are going to all focus around Space Jam.
It's how I would do it.
Absolutely.
Good patience.
Yes. Puck picked up by Space Jam. Around at the point. Breaks through one and runs into three, and there's a loose puck. Dump out by Montreal, and they've got a skater on the loose here. This could be dangerous, and it is not. LA gets the puck back. Breaking out once again. Power play ending now. Not a very productive power play. I think, that was a very close call there.
Montreal definitely trying to clog the middle right now. And I think it's another instance where they're missing Mark because that point's wide open right now.
Absolutely. I think one thing, too, is I think LA's relying too much on Space Jam. I know it doesn't, people may say that doesn't even make sense, but, I mean, you know, Montreal sees it coming. They see him coming to the net. Ooh, a little confusion there in front of the net. Vesnas just keeps it covered for safekeepings. But I think, you know, Montreal knows it's coming. They know Space Jam's going to be the focal point of this line. So, you know, hey, you stop him, I think you're going to stop the majority of the offense. Proud Gay Dad loses the puck on the boards. Ooh, unlucky, almost a pickup by Space Jam. Reset here, going in the defensive zone. Ed with a missed pass off the boards.
You know, I think the interesting thing to watch with Montreal in this game is now with Global back in the mix, this line has caught a little bit of fire. He was struggling early on, and I think getting him back with J Rules has put a little spark into him.
Jay has had a very good season. I was looking at statistics, and he's putting up quite a bit of points. I believe I saw 38 points when I was reading it earlier today.
Yeah, he's won. I think personally won 7 in a row, and 8 of his last 9 with 28 points over that span.
I think that's a thing with J Rules when he first came into NHL ownership. People probably thought, oh, he's an AHL guy. He's never going to make it up here. But, you know, lo and behold, he is not only leading by his manager skills, by his button skill as well. And that's very crucial when trying to build a successful team.
Absolutely.
Dump here by Montreal. It goes out of play. We're going to have a neutral zone face-off. Win by Space Jam. I think our draws are pretty even, too. I think we've only had maybe 7 or 8 face-offs, but pretty even for the most part.
Game's had a very good flow to it.
Absolutely. Missed opportunity there by LA. Space Jam's getting there. Keeps driving to the front of the net, but Montreal's closing down on him. Very nice defense. Another carry by Space Jam into the zone.
It's a beautiful thing to watch.
Feeds it to the lefty. I lost his name. I know he's the sub-in for Mark. Help me. I see it, Dark Angel. There it is.
There
Dark
you go.
Angel.
Okay.
Armor Core with the puck. Draws a tripping penalty, and this could be trouble for Montreal. LA would like to capitalize here.
You know, I was surprised at first when I saw that LA was 13th on the power play at 22.2% coming in, but I think that's more of just quantity because they also draw a lot of penalties.
Absolutely, yep. Yeah, when you play against, I mean, you know, think of being Montreal right here. That could have been dangerous. Think of being Montreal where you're, you know, end of the first we saw quadruple on the time on attack. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to try and get some risky pokes and catch them off guard. Well, you know, you're going to draw penalties while doing that, and I think that's why. And unlucky penalty, one that personally drives me nuts about this game. But Montreal will take it. They evened it up 4-4 for 32 seconds here.
Yeah, the best that you can do with a guy like Space Jam is you have to be patient. You have to let him make the first move and hope it's not too good of a move and that he doesn't leave you looking embarrassed. But you spam the pokes, you spam the stick lift, and you're just going to get yourself in trouble.
Yes, indeed. Montreal now on the power play, but LA with the puck going into the offensive zone. I think this is something else Montreal has to be incredibly careful with. Yes, you're on the power play, but do not stop playing defense.
No, there's a little bit more room out there for Space Jam and Armor now.
Absolutely. And I believe we are having another penalty here on Montreal. It'll be 4-4 for 20 seconds. Wins back out of the offensive zone. Montreal will take that little break. Space Jam's got Two to beat, loses the puck into the corner. Armor Core with the puck. Looks to hit. Believe that was our friend Ed. Yes, it was. Ed Reflex.
Ed Reflex. That's a guy, if you're just starting your LG career, he's a guy to look at because he started in the CHL like a lot of us did, paid
Yep.
his dues in the AHL, and now he's making noise in the NHL.
Having a very good season himself. I was also checking his numbers out. He didn't play with the Space Jam Proud Gay Dad official mark line all season, but he's still doing fairly well.
Yeah, I got him at 14-1-1.
Yes, very good. Well, it's the end of the second, still 0-0. We saw a lot of chances. I think the biggest thing here is, LA's got the zone time, but what are they doing with it?
You know what, Bryson, I'm surprised. When these teams met week 2, LA took a 7-2 win with Armor and Space getting 6 points each. Armor 5 goals, Space 5 assists. It was largely the same lineup. The goaltenders were different. LA had a different right defenseman. Braden was in there.
Mm-hmm.
And Montreal had Alexei Kovalev on the right wing, and he had one of their goals, but I'm surprised we're sitting at 0-0 here.
Well, I hope for our contest today someone picked 1-0 with the right person scoring. It could be something. We got to pause here to start the third. But yeah, I mean, you think about it, 6-3 in shots. It's Montreal. I mean, they're giving LA the zone time, but they're not giving him any shots. I think, in the second you started to see the wingers start to get more and more involved, but still not that much of offense generating here for LA.
Yeah, I think Montreal has to be very happy that it's still 0-0, and this is a time where maybe an EA bounce shifts the momentum a little bit. Who knows?
Unfortunately, that could very well dictate the outcome of this game.
Well, the good news is I haven't noticed anyone appearing to have button lag, so we've got that going for us.
News. Yeah, it really is playing a shorthanded game when you have to deal with that. And an offsides call here with 17 seconds left in the power play for LA. Could be another power play without a goal. We just said how good of special team players Armor Core and Space Jam are, and I believe this is their third power play without a goal. Drives to the net here, and a very close call. Montreal, little signs of hope there. Space Jam carrying in. 5 guys all around them. They know what's coming. Great defense by Montreal to stop Space Jam.
Yeah, I think it's time for LA to start moving the puck a little more and stop relying on Space Jam because Montreal's definitely zeroing in on them.
Yep, very good moves here by Jay Rules and his Canadians. Neutral zone face-off here. Space Jam wins that one. I think Space Jam's starting to take the face-off lead, if not already.
Yeah, the Habs are, as a team, they're below 50% on face-offs, and LA is one of the better teams at 54%, so, it's something to keep an eye on down the stretch here.
Yep. And one thing I'm starting to notice, too, throughout this game is Montreal has had their chances. Oh, another tripping penalty. This could be dangerous here in the third as LA is looking to take the first goal of the night, excuse me. What I was going to come back to is that Montreal has had some odd man rushes and just hasn't capitalized. I think that could very well hurt them. They know they're getting out time on attack. They know it's a defensive game for them right now. Great breakup by Montreal there, speaking of which. And the chances they did have, they weren't able to capitalize. They're going to start kicking themselves in the head if they start going down in this game.
Absolutely.
And another key breakup. Space Jam was screaming wide open and just got a stick in front to break that one up.
Yeah, I think we're getting to the point where this game's going to come down to a dirty goal.
It would seem that way. Carry by Proud Gay Dad and a very close goal. Nice move by Jake. Got almost a 2-on-1. Kings skaters coming back. Missed shot.
Jake, of course, one of the few guys in the league whose button skills match his chat box presence.
Yes, and I will give it to Jake. I've always thought Jake was a decent player, but a big play and a bad turnover for LA. Montreal capitalizes. I believe that is ball saddle on the goal, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, a big jump deke into the zone. Ozzy, if he is watching, he is very proud to witness that. pressure by the Montreal defense. Jake putting shots on net, cover up by Bakes.
I mean, LA's at the top of the NHL standings for a reason, but I think it's time, at least for the rest of this game, to kind of see what Montreal's doing and look, it's time to maybe get away from the dangle goal here and just try to get the puck on net. I mean, their power play, they're not getting the shots.
Yep. I think a huge issue too is something we should look out for is, does Montreal just sit back and play defense like they've been all game, or do they try and get some more offense? I mean, one goal is not comfortable, and a big penalty here by LA. It's going to set Montreal up with a power play.
That drives you crazy when it's in the offensive zone, too.
Yes, it does. Win by Montreal, puck blocked by our friend Ed Reflex. Puts it to the middle, cover up by Mr. Vezina.
I don't know about you, Bryson, but for as much as I think the ability for defensemen to block shots, I'm finding it a lot harder for these face-off slappers to get through. I don't know if that's something you've noticed this year as well.
Absolutely. I was done with the face-off clapper when I became an NHL owner. It's too predictable. Sure, it'll get your bounces as a defenseman from the point, but I feel that any shot from the point, pickups are way too easy on this game, and I don't know, just you don't see stuff get through as often anymore. So really, I think that's a play that's got to be scrapped here now with the new game and the new physics.
Less than 30 seconds left in the power play.
Montreal trying to get some movement going. Big hit here, and this could be trouble here with Armor Core carrying the puck up. Got to move to the middle. Nice hit by J Rules, I believe. Puts a puck on net. Bakes an easy save. Covers that one. Freezes it with 6:49 to go. I think as we get late into the game, I know this may not seem possible, but Space Jam could be taking the puck even more so. I believe he's going to try and want to put this team on his back and get something done, but...
Well, when you have a former Hart Trophy winner on your roster, you're going to look for him.
Absolutely. Oh, a very nice move by Jake. Almost putting that one in. And another cover-up here by Bakes with 5:22 remaining in the third.
I'll tell you what, Jay has to be very happy with the play he's getting from his emergency goaltender tonight.
Well, it is Bakes. It's his starting goalie, so...
Oh, it is his starting goalie.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
yes, it
That's
is.
right.
So...
I knew I should have threw that piece of paper away because I keep looking at it.
But yes, I'm sure he's happy that Bakes was able to show up, rather than, no offense to Diddy Boy, but I'm pretty sure he's much more happy to stick with his NHL starter. Space Jam pickup in the neutral zone, loses it back to Montreal. Getting an offensive entry here. Behind the net, throws it back. I'll be honest, it's quite difficult to see the colors on very close chance, big takeaway. Almost putting the Habs up by 2.
Big keep.
Yep. Yeah, this was our first signs of life for Montreal in the offensive zone. I still feel they don't have any flow going right now. The LA has given them some extreme difficulty to move it in their offensive zone. Crucial moment in the game, 141 in the neutral zone face-off here. Win by Montreal.
That's a huge win by Jay.
It is. It is. A minute to go. Space Jam carries it into the offensive zone. Loose puck. Montreal's got it behind the net. Breakout here. They have a 2-on-1. Carries it to the net. Puts the shot on. Big save by Vezina, but we do have a penalty. That hurts with 47 seconds to go. They've got the man advantage with the 1-goal lead. Win by Jay. Sends it down.
I think Montreal's goal in this power play is just to not turn it over at their own blue line.
Absolutely. Yep.
You want to keep it down low.
Keep it low. I think you're going to see a shot here, and we do. On net.
Even that was a little dangerous, skating it across your own blue line.
Yes, it was. LA puts the puck up here. Armor Core's got a step on the defenseman, but he does end up beating him to the puck.
Yeah, if there's one advantage of being shorthanded at this time of the game, it's that, you can cheat a little bit because there's no icing for LA right now.
Right, absolutely. 10 seconds to go in the game as LA tries to get this puck. Back to Montreal. Oh, misses the puck. Space Jam carries up. 2 seconds left. And a loose puck, big play defensively by Montreal, and they hold on for the 1-0 win. Congratulations, Montreal, on the game of the night. Big win, big debut, and I believe they are feeling pretty good despite getting outplayed on the time on attack. But nonetheless, all matters to the goals here in the end.
Yeah, I think if we get a look at the team stats here, I think we're going to see it heavily slanted in LA's favor, except the one crucial spot, and that's goals scored.
Absolutely. So if you picked 1-0 Habs to win this game, with Ballsaddle winning, being the only goal scorer, not only the first goal scorer, I will be incredibly impressed.
Yes, and me and Bryson will pick you up and we will go to Vegas.
Absolutely, yes. I think you're rolling the dice pretty well right now. But there you have it. 9:21 to 4:02 time on attack. LA only with 2 more shots. And you know, besides the time on attack, it was an even game.
Yeah, I think where LA is going to be kicking themselves is that big 0 for 4 on the power play.
Yeah, absolutely. Montreal, of course, 0 for 3 as well. But gonna get another look here at the goal.
Well, I'll tell you.
Go ahead.
Yep. I'm sorry. I think for our inaugural matchup here, we just witnessed the Space Jam Armor Proud Gay Dad first regulation. I'm sorry, just the Space Jam and Proud Gay Dad first regulation loss of the season.
You are correct. I was looking at that as well earlier. Their only loss was an overtime loss this year.
It was to Minnesota last Monday.
Ooh. And a big put away there. That is the left wing that is scoring, I believe. So that is Ballsaddle, correct?
Yes.
All right. So there you have it. 1-0 Ballsaddle with the first and only goal.
It's his 17th of the season, I believe.
You know, that's surprising, too, with a tie-up that works. Tie-ups, I feel, are very ugly plays this year. You know, you can't pass it. If you pick the puck up from center tying it up, you can't pass it. I don't know if you're aware of that, Rush, but it's broken this year. It is impossible to do. So your only hope of any success off a tie-up is drive it to the net and shoot. And
Absolutely.
so that was it worked out for him.
Now, I apologize. I got a message from one of my favorite LGers, You Got Obama'd. He asked me what build Space Jam was running, and I apologize, Obama. I didn't see it. I was finishing up an AHL game. Bryson, do you know what build Space Jam runs?
I actually did not catch it either. I was trying to get everyone caught up with all the information with the delay today.
All right, Obama. What you need to do is go back to the beginning of the of the feed and check it out for yourself, buddy.
Yeah, well, this video will be live. It will be available on YouTube. So I believe that will do it here, Rush. Lots of fun, man. It was a good game. 1-0 game. Some would say a boring game, but I say an entertaining game when it's a 1-goal game.
I know if you're in the game, it's definitely the kind of pace you want. You don't want one of those 45, 50-minute lag fests.
Oh, absolutely. That's one thing that we are pretty grateful here for as well, that the game was very smooth, and we appreciate everyone working with us and making this happen.
Absolutely. And thanks to the streamers. Hopefully your streaming didn't impact your gameplay, which can do sometimes, but we do it for the community.
Yep. I believe that will do it here for us, guys. Thank you all very much for tuning in and watching. We promise to have a much more cleaner episode from the get-go next week on LGHL Game of the Night. Thanks for watching, guys. And have a good night.
So, pong!